Hello and welcome to part 3 of the Sonic ERaZor 7 Playtester playthrough. And well, Playtester commentary as well. Anyway, we beat Labyrinthy Place in the last episode, or part. And now we are gonna play Unreal Place and might beat the game today. So yeah, today is gonna be a pretty interesting day. We start with chapter 5, Hover into Your Frustration, with Unreal Place. The second of two special stages in the game, and the obviously harder one. New to this in ERaZor 7, besides a new layout and in both special stages actually, there are potential Easter eggs if you explore out of bounds a bit. I don't know. I'm not sure. You figure it out. But yeah, other additions are a speed up and slow button. C being assuming you are playing this with a Mega Drive controller, be it on original hardware or using a USB gamepad. For example, the Mega Drive Mini controller, which I still absolutely recommend. It's fantastic to play these games on an emulator. If I'm not playing on a Mega Drive itself. But yeah, C would be speed up, and A is slowing down. And I am currently very bad. But well, obviously I'm not focusing on playing. I'm also focusing on explaining and telling stuff. And hey, maybe it's more entertaining if I screw up every so often. Who knows? Maybe. God damn it. But yeah, I don't have too much to say in this stage, and it is kind of long. So, he says while there's an emerald already visible. Anyway, so I'm just gonna, I guess, talk a bit about my setup. What I used to play the hack, playtest it. I'm not exactly rich. Money is often pretty tight, so getting new additions to my collection, because yes, I did start a small Mega Drive collection or a general collection of old hardware, old consoles and games, but the Mega Drive is my main focus. So it isn't big, but I did manage to get some cool findings. My main way of play is PAL Mega Drive Model 1 with a region switch, which lets me play in NTSC, both NTSC-U, which would be American, and NTSC-J for Japan, as well as still having the ability to play in PAL if I have to. Playing with a SCART cable for the best possible image, and using I don't know right now which which company made the 4x3 CRT that I use mainly. But yeah, a 4x3 CRT which looks really nice and has a couple ports that, well, it has one SCART port that does support NTSC, so I'm using that one. And yeah, it's a nice big TV and just very nice to play. I also have a Sega CD for that Model 1. It is a Model 2 Sega CD. And yeah, pretty nice stuff to have, especially considering it's kind of impressive findings in terms of pricing that I managed to acquire those, and they work flawlessly and super well. And well, the mod, actually, the Switch mod I did myself, which was quite scary. But yeah, after that I just have this great stuff. I do primarily use a 3-button controller, but I also grabbed a Retrobit, a Big 6 controller, whatever the name was, which is basically a 6-button controller, but in the shape of a 3-button controller, because I do really like the 3-button controller shape. And I didn't really want to invest the money into a 6-button controller like a legit one right away. But I will obviously get one eventually. I mean, I got the Power Arcade stick, the crappy PAL 1/US one, which doesn't have a nice clicky stick. But Oh well, it's still a cool stick, and playing Streets of Rage 2 with it is fantastic. If I see such a pathetic excuse for what you call skill again, I will disable the checkpoints until you can do the entire stage blindfolded. Anyways, you've got all the emeralds now. Supersonic ain't gonna happen though, as this game only has 6. Oh. You'll go to space though. It sorta makes up for that 7th emerald. Sorta. Oh well, after Sonic Frontiers I did get kind of sick of Supersonic for a bit. Sonic Frontiers, good game by the way, I would recommend it. Or Sonic X Shadow Generations, I guess. Anyway, I'm not here to advertise Sonic games, I'm just here to play hacked to pieces versions of Sonic games. And yeah, and if something gets hacked to pieces, it won't have scars, but we're gonna play Scar Knight's place anyway. I would like to apologize for that awful joke. Anyway, chapter 6 and another cutscene that got quite some modifications and pacing and just presentation updates. The biggest one being that the cutscene, which by the way does not play in casual, the cutscene itself was in the old versions, but Selby specifically was not really happy with it at all, because it just now obviously we see that there are a lot of these big bombs, which however wasn't always the case. In the older versions this was a very empty area with not a lot to do, and the cutscene just only started making sense in Star Agony, the next act of this basically, which did have these bombs in like one place, and it was like 4. Eventually we did add these big bombs for Frantic and removed the 4 bombs in casual. They are still there in Frantic, but they got removed in casual. And the cutscene was, well, it still felt kind of nothing. Like, why is it even here? Eventually we decided to, instead of cutting it, we just take it with the Frantic having the bombs everywhere and the cutscene only playing in Frantic. But it still left the cutscene mostly unchanged. Till I eventually proposed the idea of having the cutscene start in the dark. And then when Eggman hits the button, then you start seeing everything, and the bomb just destroys the stuff, and the silhouette, a bit of a silhouette of the machine and the monitor still being visible, started off as a glitch, as in you saw the silhouette, and then I just said, hey, this looks kind of cool, can you make it so the monitor is also a bit visible? This boss also got quite the updates. For one, the obvious. Well, everything is obvious here, but the first obvious thing is, it's not a big bomb anymore like it was in the old version. Actually, it is a callback to an even older version. Oh, he does a little celebratory dance, that's a nice touch as I feel. But we also have a little update to the arena with the fans here. Which actually in Frantic they close in with each explosion of the enemy, making it a bit more frantic. And I think even if the boss is still maybe a bit boring compared to other stuff, it is a huge upgrade and I'm so glad it got done. And now to fun fact, my favorite stage in the entire game, and there is some stuff I definitely want to share with you, and I'm realizing, yes, we are getting a 4th part even if I beat the game today. Because there's just a lot of stuff I would like to share and talk about in terms of stuff like cinematic mode, the blackout challenge, a lot of stuff we got to talk about. So we are definitely getting a 4th part. Or, well, a bonus part, and if I don't manage to beat the game today. And Here we have Star Agony, which I'm gonna use the normal and old anti-grav controls because I don't do well with the golf controls, but some do. The golf controls, like I think I said in in part 1 where I did the tutorial, the golf controls are quite controversial among the team. Oh yeah, these little signs. Inspired by the way Sonic Generations did it, and actually an idea brought forth by me, with them being yellow simply because it looked better than red. Especially in this area. But yeah, the golf controls just kind of controversial among the team because some really liked them and found they would be easier. And others, like me, I just wanted the anti-grav back. And the reason I say I wanted it back is quite simple. Because it was initially, the anti-grav controls were designed to, the golf controls were designed to completely replace the anti-grav controls in casual only. They were always meant to return, the anti-grav was always meant to return in Frantic, but casual was intended to completely replace it. Oh, come the fuck on. But yeah, after this controversial situation, we decided to just offer both, so people can just use whichever they think is best suited for the current scenario or what they best go with, or what they are the best at. Here we got a little different, a second nice thing to talk about, and the true Easter eggs with friends we made along the way. What? Were you expecting anything naughty up here? You are categorically disgusting. This, first of all, a reference to Red Hot Sonic's video on Sonic ERaZor, his but doesn't work on real hardware video, which actually nicely was one of the reasons ERaZor 7 even came to be, because it had like 1 or 2 major issues on real hardware, which Selby just wanted to fix, and it just spiraled out of control, and when I came on board, Avengers, everything turned out into ERaZor 7. Well, everyone on the team contributed, and it was just a very nice time. But yeah, basically, Red Hot Sonic is responsible, in part, for ERaZor 7's existence. And this Easter egg, of course, was something different in the old versions. I won't say too much because I don't want this channel to get immediately vaporized by YouTube for inappropriate content. But it, as you might be able to guess from that mention, it was quite the naughty Easter egg. Also, getting that Easter egg in this version gives you 999 rings. Basically, I'm getting paid to not talk about the old Easter egg, but joke's on you, I will. Basically, it was just a very inappropriate story that, looking back, it's just kind of weird that it actually managed to get in the game, considering kids play this and all that. I won't give any details, but yeah, if you're an adult, look it up. It's in the same place in the old versions, just check it out, but you've been warned, it is quite nasty. And obviously implemented into the game by a probably edgy teenager who just wanted to have some gross stuff in it for the shock value. And if not, then I just did some slander, but oh well. This also an area where there was some issues, because with the anti-grav controls, I just couldn't get this done for some time, because this bomb here was originally shooting a lot faster. The golf controls didn't have a single issue with it, but I did, because I used anti-grav, but eventually Selby was so nice to actually not remove the bomb, which was my suggestion, but do something a bit more a bit more decent. Like, it's a better decision altogether. It still keeps the challenge, to just make it slower. Oh, you piece of shit! God, I really hope I'm not getting a timeout. I have wasted a lot of time talking and just failing a lot. But it shouldn't be an issue because now we have beat the stage. Once again, my favorite stage, simply because the music and the background and the sprites, the artwork, everything just fit very nicely together. Give me a quick sec, I need to check something. Wait. Just had to check something, I'm back now. Look, I get it. I really do. When I play Buzzwire games, I also scream in excitement. But I'm really starting to get concerned about your vocal cords. After all, the finale is up ahead and I was really hoping we would be blessed by your angelic voice one last time. It is the final stage after all, right? And yeah, it will be the final stage and we will beat the game in this part, I just decided that. With a fourth part tackling the Blackout Challenge, as well as some bonus content. Like, in the options, as you could already see, we got these unlockables. There are some nice things we can do with these. And it's just gonna be fun to check that out. So yeah, we are getting a fourth part, which will include Blackout Challenge and bonus content. Anyway, final place. Chapter 7, in the end. Anyway, now that we got that out of it, now that we are here, first of all, Selby, I still think it's fucking evil that you removed any wings for the finale in Frantic. Shame on you. And I'm also not the biggest fan of this boss because it's very RNG dependent and you barely got any chance to react. Like this. How was I supposed to avoid death there? Just react faster. Sorry, I don't really have the extra frames right now. God fucking damn that fucking saw blade. So yeah, another evil thing is that saw blade, which you can just run into, especially because there is no monitor to stop you now. But yeah, it's just, the boss is just, I honestly also never really was a big fan of the normal Sonic 1 final boss. Simply because RNG and boring, slow. This is at least taking care of one of the issues. That being the slowness. But then it started a new issue with it being too fast. But yeah, not really much we could do to fix this boss much because we were very far ahead till I noticed I'm not the only one who has issues with the boss. Well, that, and we didn't want to change up the final boss too much in the end because it's still ERaZor, it should still be ERaZor. We did a lot of massive changes, but we still wanted it to be, well, ERaZor at its core. Which I hope we managed to do. Just a very improved version. And we didn't beat it because I died. God fucking damn it. I hate this boss so much. Well, strap in for part of double length. Ah! God damn it. Before the game came out, I did a no death run as my last test playthrough. How is this happening? Well, it's simple. Bad RNG and being rusty from not having played this game a lot. Ah. Okay, now, good. Bam. But nice touch, by the way, where the lamp destroys the saw blade. Piece of shit. And fuck you! Now then, excuse me if I'm not gonna talk a lot during the next sequence. Like, again, you know, I always recommend playing the game beforehand. But yeah, here we got the damn nuke. And yeah, because the time limit on Frantic is kind of strict, I have to be quick about it. By the way, that little movement of the rocket, like it goes briefly up, then down, and then shoots back up, that was another idea of mine. I mostly did while I also did a lot of design examples, design advice. I'm credited as a design advisor for a reason. There is just, I did also a lot of presentation feedback. So just getting down there. Boom. Also, something I will probably need to do is use some stuff in casual in terms of Easter eggs. Because there is a tutorial place that extra monitor up there. When we like get in the ring loser and all that good stuff. And there is in the escape sequence Easter egg before that. And yeah, we beat the game on Frantic. So now all that's left to do for this part is watch the ending, watch the credits, and just have a good time and anxiously wait for part 5, whenever that will be. The end. The world is rescued, animals jump around and spread their happiness by jumping off cliffs. After escaping the strange parallel dimension, Sonic decided to take one final run through the hills, where it all started. Without you, this would have never happened. Now watch yours and Sonic's well-deserved party. Here once again, a little addition, the fans to push Sonic forward just to explain that little extra speed boost. And there we go. The classic ending. Sonic just dies at the end and you mad bro. With the black bars closing in. Another idea of mine. And which was then eventually paralleled at the start by an idea from Zelby to have the black bars open up the game. But yeah, here are the credits. Blast processing by Floody Compa, very nice. Fuzzy, also a great member of the team. Design advice and hardware testing by me, Chaotic Sofa, the channel you are currently watching right now. Video playtesting and feedback by AJ. Great work also at that front. Additional beta testers all also did a good job. At least from what I've heard, I didn't really interact with some of them. Main music ports by those guys. You know, credit where credit is due. And just... By the way, I might get a copyright strike for that music unless it's too silent for that. Because for some reason, we just get copyright strike from there. The ERaZor 7 squad. All wonderful people. And Selby obviously also a fantastic guy. And that was it. And with that, I would like to thank you once again for watching this, actually, having interest in this, for playing this ROM hack, for managing to get it, like this hack managed to win the Sonic hacking contest. Like, I think it was judge first place and community second place. That's just crazy, and yeah, just wonderful stuff. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and next time we see each other, or you see a video of mine, will be a 4th part where we see the Blackout Challenge and some bonus content. Like I said a million times by now. With that out of the way, hope you had a great time, had a great day, or will have a great day whenever you are watching this, and I will see you next time. Bye!